Yeah, not something I've really seen being done. Scion Jungle, not something I've seen being done either. WE coming out with their debut. And you know what? I didn't like the phrase cooking, but WE are cooking.
Times where if you're feeling a little bit hot about yourself, you're going to go into those engagements. Speaking of, AL feeling a little bit hot in the mid lane. Shanks trying to fight back, but he can't. First blood to anyone's legend. I was thinking we just start chanting fight over and over again until we either get pulled off or until we get a fight.
Oh, they go for it.
Oh, caught him inside the wall, predicting. Over the wall goes Xiaohao, and he picks up another kill for anyone's legend. Iwandi will fall as well. And you actually get a little bit of fighting here, Lyric, as Hung doesn't really have any way out of this except for the depth charge. Just a disclaimer for any of those that were not in the room whenever Lyric decided to start calling Jitcho-yi Uncle Cho. We won't see the explanation because Xiaohao, the one that's been able to facilitate a lot of the kills, gets taken off the board by WE. And I think this is some of the kind of safety they were expecting drafting this, as maybe not as safe as Cube would want to be. He's got a lot of members of AL on him, but he makes it out there. As now you get the lightning crash from Hope. He's doing some AoE. Hung goes right back in. You still got a Hope who's firing away. He's got the rune hands now. One goes down to Shanks as the shock blast rings true. You got a TP now coming in from Cube. And AL have hit to the sand as they are running for the hills. Xiaohao, there you go, running from Hope. He will have to burn that flash, and WE stream forth in their home arena.
And this is exactly what we want. Turn to the Baron now. Make anyone's legend have to make some choices. You know, maybe you do lose the Baron. Maybe somehow Pinsy gets in here, or ZVZ gets in here, and they steal it. But this is the trigger pool we've wanted.
We got to see if Xiaohao can make it in time. This Baron don't go down very fast as Shanks and Hope finally putting some work into it. Xiaohao's coming over the edge. Can he get the miracle? No, Hope goes over. He's in the pit, but he's not there yet. He gets it! He steals the Baron! Oh my God! But they will chase you down right afterwards. Nice little three-man stun from AL, but it's 2 kills straight to Shanks. And you just got to try to get out with some of these Baron buffs here for AL. We'll get a replay of that. Hope preemptively try to get as much damage down onto Xiaohao as possible. Exhaust goes onto the clone.
Yeah, that was that is very unfortunate.
It was like perfect timing.
Oh, God. Wanting to do it, not expecting them to be able to get back in time. Maybe they knew that the soul laners could be there, but maybe not thinking that Xiaohao would be able to get back in time to contest the smite. Really all that frequently enough for them to find the picks that they would want.
After that dash goes through, you know you can take an engage there. You'll be a little bit more hesitant to go in. Ping Z going on the side. Misses the tippers. They got to use that tidal wave on the other side, though. Xiaohao just wants to find a way in before his team is gone, but that depth charge knocks them all up, and Ping Z's down 2. 2 quick kills to WE, and they are going at AL like a dog to meat. Let's go. He's not spotted out just yet, but these are the tense moments you know and love. Will Xiaohao be able to delay what seems to be WE's ingress into their base with a steal of the Baron? He will have the rest of his team coming in. They will be spotted out. He's going to make it into the pit maybe. The Cube is trying to block him on the side. He goes in. He doesn't get it this time, as it's Hope that secures the big purple worm. And it's WE who walk away all aces.
And now WE, they get the big objective they needed. They've been the team that's been like squarely in control of the game. It's felt like pretty much the whole time, just from, again, the mechanisms, the scaling of their comp and how it interacts with what AL have picked up. We're going to see what happens here is AL, we're kind of like posturing around bot side, not expecting, I guess, Hung to follow up with that hook. But WE are happy to fight. At this point in time, Tidal Wave not able to stop them, and Hung with a really nice flash into a hook to guarantee that the engage comes out.
As soon as you see some of those abilities, like first and foremost, the dash from Jitcho-yi, but also the miss of the tippers. It's huge. And now Pin Z, he'll try to use the tippers again, but Shanks, he wants that blood, baby. And he'll get another kill. And I think you see fights go a little bit differently if some of those land, but that is blood in the water for WE. They see those go wide, they will pounce on you.
Yeah, honestly, I definitely feel like could have made the fight a bit closer, but we're just seeing time and time again how WE's comp just so easily absorbs the damage. WE still not even concerning themselves with getting themselves on soul point. I think it's going to be a decision they regret later on, because
I think so.
unless you just dive right now, which
They
will.
just want to go straight through. Cube actually connects his unstoppable onslaught onto Zora. They're right in the back line, and Hope has got across the wall. He's firing across the bow, and AL have no answer. Another tower will fall in favor of WE, and AL just have to lick their wounds.
It was the same in mid. He was the first person to get chunked down in mid, and now here walks right into it.
Oh my god. If that hits Zora, he's dead. Xiaohao, the man of the hour, saving his life. Pinzi, he can't get the ulti. He gets Tibbers finally down, but he's already gone. Xiaohao getting chunked down now as well as Cube is just taking up a storm. Jucho, he cannot do any damage to this front line. And on the other side, you got the ADC diff going live and well. Hope with a big smackdown in game number 1. The combo of him and Shanks for WE is truly online in this series.
Yeah, I mean, they drafted smart. They brought out some interesting picks. They played very tempered, but they knew they had the freedom to do that. And yeah, I feel like what you said, AL weren't really decisive. We didn't really see them even attempt to set up many plays this composition. I'm really excited to see Hung kind of maneuvering with this rumble.
All right, Zora, what can you do on the Melio? You got the ultra mega fire kick, but will it be enough here? He's trying to heal up, does burn that flash. Who's tanking it now? It will be Hung. He takes an extra shot. He goes down. It's traded.
Yeah, it does end up going down. Not really like gaining too much off it. It's not like you're denying an 80 carry, right? Had that been like Uncle Cho in that situation and he goes down, it's just end up being a 1-for-1. At least gets a kill on himself, which, you know, he's a rumble, needs gold to be this big carry later on in the game. So I think for Hung, you're going to take that even if you would have preferred executing slightly differently.
Pretty aggressive game plan from WE there as well. Obviously, Hung going for that early chicken invade there and then wrapping back around down towards bottom lane to try to get a dive. And obviously, you got a kill, got first blood at least for Hung. Get back on the map, see what this rumble can do. But presence and pressure can be there for AL as they do get a lot more vision down towards that bottom side as well. Of that direction, I do wonder, when do they find a little bit of love and care down here, and when does Iwandi connect that hit? As he does, Emilio is healing up here, no, and now you got a little bit of a step forward for Jucho E, and he's looking for Hope as well. He's on the affiliates, he gets the last chakram, and he picks up a kill. Maybe Iwandi quickly following him as well, but he doesn't, and that healing coming to life as the fire roars from anyone's legend.
I was gonna say, getting to see, right, the range coming out, the healing coming out, Zora even having heal, able to utilize that one, where W don't have it. Shanks,
that's a flash from Shanks. That's scout of the week, and be a little bit after.
I think this is a good example of, I was gonna pivot off you saying, even playing towards mid a little bit. Sure, you're probably not going to kill Shanks, but I feel like a lot of teams kind of undervalue pressure ganks, or like, you know, even just like hovering around a lane, someone oversteps, just trying to get that flash, because now it means Shanks will have to play more respectfully, and it potentially opens up for Pinzi to push out for you to get vision control towards bot side, and then enable Uncle Cho and Zora to carry.
Iwandi was trying to make a trip down towards mid lane. I love to see kind of that movement from the Blitzcrank. It needs to be a pivotal point, as a little bit of damage done to the turret from Cube up here. We finally get to see what's happening in this top lane. Not much has changed. They're growing a little taller, maybe have a little bit more gold in their pockets. And then we'll go back there later on in the game. We're actually going to take back a look, though, at this original catch-out that ended up in AL's favor.
Yeah, I mean, they get everything they want, but again, the campfire comes out. You can see him healing up, even throwing out the heal, so Jichoyi can even keep running down Hope in this bot side.
Oh, that's cool from the top.
Little crescendo, and then bam, just ends up getting it. I wish I would have paid more attention to what components both AD carries were sitting on going into that, because again, Hope, even still having the CS lead, again, we did get to see the benefit of a lot of like the sustain that Emilio brings in that 2v2, and again, starting off with that bonus range, and having the heal doesn't hurt either. Be able to make sure they get it. Sadly, just not having enough damage to burst out Zora just yet off of that hook.
We'll see if the hooks continue to be the game changer down here. Xiaohao has finally made it. The Eagle has landed. We have some presence in bot lane from AL.
Uncle Cho, you don't want to be here, my dude. An equalizer can just come out of
Definitely
nowhere.
don't. Oh, he gets grabbed, and there's that equalizer. A kill to Hope. Well, Uncle Cho will be up in the top side now, and he might not want to be there. As the big connection comes through, the equalizer goes in as well. The Moonlight Vigil, though, from a distance will pick him up a kill. He's still burning, though, so gotta be a little bit careful. He got fire on both sides, but AL come away clean.
I thought you were just combining the names of Jinx and like Jinx
No,
ultimate name with like
no.
what Lee Sin does. Shanks.
Oh, that's actually a
All
TP, or not a TP, rather. A flash coming through. He actually gets the knockback. This is gonna be a solo. Shanks wants it. He goes for the flash. Goes golden. Power unleashed. Shanks gets the walk away kill on a Pinsy. Solo bolo. Nice.
His name is HFMIZ. Oh,
Well,
wait.
no time for that because we got the equalizer and the grab in. Hope picks up another kill, and it's right on to Pinsy.
You know, it seemed like AL had an idea they were there, which is why I kept going. But still getting picked off, and WE having a lot of threat. They can keep trying to run this down.
Iwandi feels like a solo queue blitzcrank right now. It's just those players like, I don't know how he's touching these rocket grabs, but they're happening.
It's also one of the reasons why Blitzcrank is such a flippy champion, right? Because Blitzcrank is kind of a win condition for a team onto himself, where if a hook hits out of nowhere, even if you're significantly behind, it hits on the right person, bam, you are back in the game. We're going to see here, though, just a great equalizer layered out onto all three members. Gets the stun right into the hook. Pinsy having nowhere to go. And again, with how far back AL were playing before.
Of a moment because Iwandi is fishing. He's got his fishing rod out. I don't know what size string he's got, but he's looking for a big one. Now we got the equalizer on 5 members there. Mega Death Rocket. The rocket grab does not connect. Got a lot of healing coming out from Elio and Zora. And you should have, okay, we're just going to flip it. We're flipping burgers today, Lyric.
They see 2 ultimates go down, and now they feel confident that they can take a fight because they still have everything online.
Let's see if they truly can pull the magic bait here. 3,000 down to about a little bit split decisions here. They're going to commit. There's the fire, though. Can it keep you warm? Hog has gotten to Baron, and now one gets it. Hope excited. You got a zombie scion in the pit, but you got to try to close down the rest of the big rocket grab. And Pinsy's down. His big zap as well, and it's catastrophe for AL.
Mazel, I am just so confused. I thought the thought process of AL was, hey, no equalizer, no big death rocket anymore to come out from Hope. Let's start this. We have all of our ultis up. Let's get a fight. And it seems like, hey, we burned this faster than we thought. Let's just try to take the Baron. But you open it up to what might be a potentially advantageous fight to just turning it into a 50-50 Baron. And I know I said I love 50-50 Barons because I do. But I also like fights more. And that fight turning probably a better idea for AL. But we'll see how it all starts here. Great equalizer to try to cut them off. Sadly for WE, you don't have a whole lot of engage outside of that blitz hook, which allows for AL to go, hey, let's turn onto this Baron. They do it quite fast. But again, I think maybe trying to turn, try to get the fight would be a bit better. But Hung goes in. Does he even have smite?
Oh, I couldn't even see it because Shanks' health bar. Oh my goodness, that was such tight margins there. And honestly, I was surprised that he was able to even get in the pit in the last place. But as soon as one goes down in a pit like that and Hope is on fire, it ain't going one way but south. And I think you see the clean house aspect of it there for WE. But again, that decisiveness showing through. And now they have shutdowns across the board except for Iwandi, who honestly should probably have the biggest shutdown.
Yeah, Iwandi has been... Yeah, Iwandi's been bold. This game is... Ooh, they actually don't end up spotting him, I believe. Or did they? Because they are chasing him down, so... Seems like they did. Gonna just be able to whittle down this mid lane turret with these rockets. And I mean, sadly now, 10k gold lead. The lead is just too commanding for the side of WE. It is what you'd expect, right? They were a playoff team in spring.
They were.
AL finished in 16th.
And that playoff berth, definitely looking to improve on that here for WE in this summer split. Let's see if they can at least find the pieces to the puzzle with Cube joining the roster. You got a nice little needlework on the back. They're shredding ZDZ at this point. And one kill goes down, you know what happens. There's an excited Jinx on the other side. And you ain't getting fired up from Emilio anytime soon. AL will secede this tower in the mid lane and lose an inhib for it.
They also have a wave about to crash into turret and bot that they can very easily pivot into. So this might be 2 huge structures going over to WE. They still have that Baron buff to play with. And now full health bars for AL.
Here as well. They do get a nice little frost though, and Showhouse 4-man knockup with the Cyclone is just not enough. And now you've also caught out the carries here one by one. They're falling down like dominoes. You grab back in ZDZ, and at this point, you're fine having that Scion at home because you can just burst him down in the final touches of this second game. The final touches on WE's first series is coming to hand. You got Jutcho E, who actually gets a little bit of something back. And now Hope looking for some kills, looking to take down the duo of these two newbies here for AL to finish out the game. You got PinZ trying to make something happen with the Scat of the Week. Cube goes forward, but the needlework is too much. He actually gets one down. That power unleash was huge, but now they're focusing on to the Nexus, and WE claimed their first series win here of the summer split.
Yeah, sadly, Mazel, the Dark Hand gets their hand on all 12 talismans. Shendu is going to be revived, and our main hero, Uncle Cho, just can't get it done. But to be fair to him, to be fair to AL, coming in with some more changes, WE having a very solid core, having a very solid placement in the spring split, and honestly, again, just having a bit of a better foundation to be able to build off of, to be able to work with, and showing here today, didn't necessarily need to be like an overwhelming stomp, didn't need to be like crazy flashy, but it was just them solidly in control over both games.
And they get to take this wonderful bow for their first series win at their home arena. You got to hear the roars of the crowd in those last few fights. You know, it gave them a little bit of that extra motivation. But love to see WE starting off on a strong foot.